Message queue. Why every architect should know this technology, this concept, this framework. Hello friends, today we will discuss message queue. One of the mistake a lot of people do while doing application integration is they use the database. Database is very used to for integration purpose. One application writes in the database, other application reads from the database, and how it reads, that application will be doing polling. What polling means is you will be running a process which will be pinging that database over every minute or every second. Anything new record has come in the database for me to processing, and what it happens, it stresses the database, and database can come down. If database comes down, your whole application can come down. So what you do is you create a single point of failure in your application. If you are doing some if your application is doing massive processing, where it needs to run process 1,000 records per second, imagine what kind of problems your system will have. So what is message queue? In message queue, you have there's a queue for the messages. There's a sender who send a message, and there's a receiver who get notified or he can check. So why you should be using the message queue? The first advantage is disconnected architecture. Couple of years back, it was very common question. Okay, you went to some place, you made some insurance policy in some remote area. You made some insurance policy in some remote area where there's no application. So how you make sure your system records, your server records? So one of the cool answer to this question was using a message queue. So what you do is you take the order and push it to message queue, and message queue will find out when the network is available and pushes this record to the application which is listening. So it is like guaranteed delivery, that your order won't be lost. That means whenever somebody made a sale, this order need to go to the central database, and you need connectivity to connect to the central database. So message queue is very good solution. I do have a example. I'll put a link down. How you architect online coffee store. You somebody is looking your architecture skills here if you use the message queue. Other advantage of using message queue is async processing. One of the application I was building, so we have to process, do some batch processing. You could be feeding 2,000 records to other service. The whole application would froze. So because until those 2,000 records are processed, you couldn't do anything. So using message queue, you can async, or you give the message queue, okay, there are 2,000 records to be processed, and then you get the control back to the application, and the background process can have be pushing 2,000 records to the other service. Your application can continue work. It can take more orders. It can do other work. So your application response time improves because of the message queuing solution. And the third advantage, third big advantage of using message queue is uh, it improves the uh, scalability of your application resiliency. So let's see how it does that. Suppose you have an application which has uh, multiple versions. You have a website version of your application which is processing 10,000 orders, taking 10,000 orders, and then you have a mobile app which is taking 10,000 orders, and you have a tablet application also which is taking 10,000 records. So you are processing huge volume of data, and then you use a message queue to put these orders, notify this or notify to a processor, or these orders are there, we need to process these orders. And so basically there will be some component which will be checking the inventory, updating the inventory, processing the credit card. So this process could be handling 60,000 records. So this process is doing heavy loading. So we can put this process in a very heavy lifting machine, powerful machine with a lot of CPU memory. So this way we can scale this component more. Website may not need that powerful processor as compared to order processor. So, and at the same time we can add more instances of process message or order processor. So if even if one application is if three we are running three instances on three server, if one application is down, one server is down, other two servers will continue processing. So it will make sure that your system, you don't have a single point of failure in your system. Your system will continue be up 24 into 7. So in this cloud based computing world where you are handling huge volume data, it is very important. Another advantage is your website could be developed using .NET technology, and your order processor could be developed using Java. Most Java and .NET, they give you adapters where message queue sender and receiver can belong to different technologies, and we can see there's a light coupling between website and order processor. We can change technologies in one of those components. And so summarize, the message queue is a great solution as compared to database polling. We should try to use message queue for application integration. So if you like the video, like it, share it, subscribe to this channel for your regular updates. Thanks for watching. Happy programming.